Scott, thank you very much for joining us. 3-1 defeat. What's your take on the team's performance?
Yeah, obviously went 1-0 up, bit of full sense of security. Great ball in from Luca, great header from Els, but then I felt like we retreated. We were trying to get people up the pitch to go and press a little bit higher, but they were getting out in wide areas, so we changed the shape just to try and get people out wide. So we went to like a 4-4-1-1. Felt quite comfortable, to be honest, and then obviously set piece. What was it, half an hour into the game or so, and then another set piece 1 minute into the second half. It's not good enough. Cheap fouls, cheap corner to give away from when we're on the attack. We need to do better. We need to retain the ball better. It's just disappointing because I think if we get through to half time, it could have been a little bit different. And then at 2-1, to be fair, I thought we were the team in the ascendancy. Had some great chances. I've just said to him, ran in there, needs to score the header at the back post. There's one that's is spilt by the keeper on the edge of the 6-yard box. We've not reacted. It's little things like that where other teams probably go and capitalise on those chances. And I thought for the last maybe 15-20 minutes, I thought we showed some good quality at times. I thought we moved the ball quite well in wide areas. Yusuf came on, looked lively. Imran as well. Just disappointed, I think, that for probably 45-50 minutes in the game, from 10 minutes maybe through to 60, I didn't think that we played with enough tempo, which is usually the Slough way. We usually play with a lot of tempo, but we only sort of kicked into gear when it went to 2-1, and then realised that we were behind in the game and had to do something to try and rectify it. So yeah, disappointing. Probably one of the games where people expected us to get nothing from, but I thought we could. But yes, I was going to say it's another game gone, and yeah, just disappointing.
It looked like a 50-50 game before they equalised. Would you say that after that first goal was a bit of a turning point in the play?
Yeah, I think when they obviously come back to 1-1, they did have a bit of momentum at the time. But I said to Yellow just before the free kick was taken, I felt quite comfortable. I didn't feel like they were opening us up or anything like that. But they were obviously getting up the pitch. They were gaining the yardage. We were getting a little bit deeper and whatnot. But at times, it's good to stay in your shape. It's good to take that pressure and just deal with it. People know their jobs. Similar to what Concord did to us on Tuesday night, they sort of kept their shape quite well. And I thought we'd be able to defend it through to half time. Cheap free kick, they won the first ball, volley for the second, which I managed to get in the way of, and it just falls loose, I think, to Charlie Ruff, one of their lads. And yeah, it's like you say, just disappointed that we couldn't get through to half time, because I think it could have been different.
You conceded 3 goals, but Reece Foster was man of the match. He kept you in the game. What is your take on his performance?
Yeah, I just said that to the lads in there. Another thing that I mentioned, we can't get confused by the chances that we missed at the end there, because Reece has pulled off 3 or 4 incredible saves. Yellow's probably not seen Reece at his best yet, because he's not had loads to do. He obviously had a bit of an insight into what it was like at Ebbsfleet, where he did make a few saves actually. So he just said to me, he was like, Christ, he said, some of the saves that he's made today are just incredible. But we know Reece can do that. There's a thing in football where people say, well, that's his job. He gets paid to save shots, but he does make some great saves. I was disappointed with Reece's kicking at times today, and he was disappointed with himself, with his kicking himself. But yeah, listen, he's been brilliant for us all season. I think he's been one of the real positives in terms of individual performances throughout the season. I think he's come in and I've got no complaints with Reece from a playing point of view, a managing point of view. I think he's been fantastic.
Before they scored the 3rd goal, you had so many chances. How did you see the end of the game from the dugout?
I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the last 20 minutes, sort of taking myself off. I thought it was the right thing to do. My ankle's blown up, which I just shown you guys a minute ago. I did it in the warm-up, but I thought, I can get through as much as I can. And I wanted to get legs on. I wanted to get power and pace, and Yusuf come on. I thought he looked quite lively. Imran at times as well. Arnie didn't get involved too much, didn't get as long on the pitch, but Imran's probably got to score the header at the end, and that's not being harsh. He knows that. He'll go home tonight and he'll be disappointed himself that he didn't score. I think the one that spilled on the edge of the box, the frustrating part for me was there was a couple of times where we did get in behind and down the sides, and we've decided to cut the ball back rather than put it across the face of goal. And that for me is where good teams, average teams, are a little bit different. I don't think we went for the throat as such. You put that ball in between the keeper and the defenders, you don't know what's going to happen. But we let them off the hook and we cut it back to the edge of the box. And I'm thinking, need to do better in those moments once we've managed to get behind the fullback.
There are not a lot of days for you to rest as you're playing another tough game on Monday nights away at Chelmsford. So how are you guys going to prepare for the game?
Yeah, I know exactly what they'll be like. I know the manager and assistant manager well. It's my old club. It's a tight pitch, horrible place to go. It's always windy. Monday night, around the M25 there. But like you say, another free hit. No one's going to expect us to get anything, but there's no free hits in football in my mind. I don't believe in them. I've caused a few upsets in my career where you go home and you think, do you know what, we've managed to basically like kid everyone and get a result at some places in my time in football. And there's no better feeling than that. So there's nothing to say that we can't go to Chelmsford to get a result. They're obviously doing fantastically well. We've been there, I think, twice already in the Conference South where we've won. But we'll have to be men for the night, I'll tell you that much, because they're a big, strong, physical side. They're good at what they do. They make you defend your box. They'll put balls in from everywhere. So we'll need to grow up. I think we'll need to grow up. We've got a hell of a young side at the moment. It'll be a test of character. But it's like you say, it's Saturday to Monday for me is perfect. You get to go again in 48 hours. Sometimes you have to wait a week and it's frustrating. But yeah, listen, we've got nothing to lose Monday night. We'll go there, give it our best shot, and I think we've got a fit side. We've got a really fit team. So going again sort of 48 hours later could bode well for us.
Lastly, huge game tonight, England playing France. Simple question, is it coming home?
Yeah, I hope so. I was going to say I've got Irish in me as well, so if my Irish family heard me talk about the English game tonight, they'd probably give me a bit of stick. But listen, yeah, obviously I'm a massive England supporter as well as Ireland. I hope so. I'm actually out in Paris next Sunday, so I said to my wife that the World Cup final might be on when we're out in Paris. So she's got the hump with me. She said we're not watching it if England get there. So yeah, listen, it would be nice if they get there. It'll probably put a smile on my face later on today after what's obviously a disappointing result. Yeah, just frustrated, really frustrated. I think you wake up every Saturday and you think it's another chance to get 3 points, and when it doesn't happen, you've got to go in there, you've got to sort of face the music, keep everyone upbeat and go again. But listen, I don't think we're that far away, I really don't. And I just said to the players in there, I think the most important thing for me is to find a shape that suits the team. I think that's really, really important. We've got a lot of players at the moment that we're trying to get the best out of by playing them in their positions. We changed formation a couple of times, but I think we're getting closer to that 3 points, so fingers crossed.